Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be able to speak to you today. I'm actually about to head out to church, but I just thought to drop a quick one and just express my excitement for everything that is happening on this page with Ignite. We've been posting actually for over the past year. And for those of you who might not actually be aware of what we're doing, I truly encourage you to go and subscribe and go and just follow on the blog and get up to date with a lot of what we've been posting because a lot of it is aimed at your growth and your spiritual development. That's what we're interested in. And we hope that you have been blessed by a lot of what we've been doing on this page. And today, I actually thought to talk to you about something that's in line with the vision that we had for this year, which is taking action. So, by taking action, we literally just mean getting out there and literally putting the rubber to the road in terms of doing the things that we believe that God has called us to do. You know, often we're waiting on God and He's actually waiting on us, and He's saying, it's time for you to get up and to move. And so today, in fact, a couple of weeks ago, I posted a post about how to 5 things to look for or to consider before joining a church. And so, for those of you who haven't seen it, I really encourage you to go and check that out on the blog. But today, I actually want to talk about something which is almost a spin off from that, which is how to join a ministry, because I'm aware that many of us are not actually serving and are not in a place where we are sure about the kinds of ministry we'd like to be involved in, perhaps at our church. And so I think it's something pivotal that relates to our walk with God, is getting involved in the things that He's involved in and aligning ourselves to the things that He's aligned to. So I suppose on that note, I guess the first thing I would say to you in looking for a ministry to join and how to go about joining a ministry at your church would be to first of all find a gap, would be the first thing. Identify a point in the ministry where you see that they really could use a lot of hands on deck. You know, many of us walk into a church and we see things that maybe might frustrate us, or we see things that we think, oh, it could be done this way or it could be done that way. And obviously, we have to be wise about how we go about these things. But sometimes it could be an indication on the inside of you that that is a place in ministry that you could potentially serve. The second thing is to commit. You know, we once you find that gap and you obviously go and approach the leader of that gap, or you identify who it is that's responsible for that area, you want to obviously go there and not become a burden or a liability, but you want to then make a decision within yourself that you will commit and you will be faithful in that ministry for as long as you believe God is placing you there. Sometimes what happens when we join ministries is that those particular ministries that we join may not be in line with our giftings and our abilities that God has given us. But often because we're moving and we've committed and God sees our hearts and our faithfulness and our commitment, He often uses that to steer us in the right way to the ministry that we actually need to be involved in. The third one is be offense proof when you join a ministry. By offense proof, I think it's pretty clear that in any ministry, in any church, people will offend you. Trust me on that one. We don't have to go looking for offense, but it comes and it finds us. And so what I would say is a lot of the reasons that have been cited for why people leave churches, unfortunately and sadly, is offense. So when you join a ministry, be open to the fact that these things are going to come. The Bible says that offenses will come, but woe to them from whom they come through. And so I would definitely say to you, you make your position clear that you're not going to be a carrier of offense. But even should offense come to you, you're going to stay the course. You're going to stay committed. You're going to continue to serve in that ministry. The fourth one is submission to the leadership. You know, sometimes when we're in a ministry, we might not like every area that we're placed to serve, or we might not like every task that we're given to do. But the Bible is clear that we must submit to our leadership. We must submit to authority. We must submit to those who are over us, for they're the ones who account for how they have dealt with us and how they have led us. And that is not an easy task. So I would definitely say to you, submission is one of the keys. Before we can effectively lead anywhere, we must be able to follow. And finally, I would definitely say to you, to end off this note, would be to remind you of Martha and Mary and to say that your heart of service must come from your heart of devotion. So service is never an excuse or a substitute for devotion to God. It's not an act, it is an act of worship, but it doesn't replace devotion. You must serve out of your devotion to God. It must be an overflow from that. So keep your devotional life active. Keep your quiet times, keep your prayer times active, and allow God to begin to pour in as you continue to serve. And you can serve from that place. And I believe when we serve from that place, we don't grow weary, we don't grow tired, but we begin to just go on with what God has for us to do. And we run the course and we stay planted and we move into our destinies. So I hope this has been a blessing to you guys. I hope you've been blessed by this message, and I hope many of you are going to actively take action and find places where you can serve. For those who've been serving, I pray that you will have a renewed vigor as you serve, and that God will continue to show you many things and take you on paths that you have not known before, and show you unexpected things as you serve, and reveal more of himself into you as you pour more of yourself into his ministry. I pray that he refreshes you and pours more of himself into you. So that's pretty much all I have to say to you. A blessed Sunday to you. If find a place to get into corporate worship today. Find a place to get into corporate prayer with people. Find a place where you can come and be in fellowship with other believers. For Sunday is our day unto the Lord to be able to do that. So a blessed Sunday unto you. And all the best, and bye-bye.